Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Back again for one more. It's the end of the week podcast. It's the Jerrad Show. Tonight, rounding off the week, we got Scuzz Bucket in the house.
Good evening, people. How you doing?
Doing good. Thanks for being here the entire week of the podcast.
No problem. Great for having me all week. I'm glad I could be here.
Also here again, Jay Woods.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Thanks for being here, buddy.
Hey, how you doing?
As always, your host has to have a co-host. And as always, it's Frank Moody.
What's up, motherfuckers? Friday night.
Friday night. Show.
Friday Night Lights.
Oh, it may go up in the morning. You never know. So, I just do it
It's
whenever.
just a movie.
Just do it whenever. So, guys, what are you thinking?
I'm loving the new lighting in the studio.
Yeah, you like the new light?
Yeah, that is freaking.
Yeah,
Nice. You like that?
Yes.
What do you guys
Very
think
nice
of
upgrade.
3 back-to-back shows like this
Um,
with absolutely nothing planned?
I'm happy to be here, and I want to thank you again for having all of us out tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. And anytime anybody wants to get on the Jerrad Show and sit around and talk shit, that's always fun.
Licata, Florida.
So, it's officially fall now. What is your Halloween costume gonna be, Frank?
I think I'm gonna do something really nasty, like hanging off of my limb, and then I'm probably gonna roll around on my stomach on a skateboard, kind of like pulling myself along.
Oh, so you're gonna be like scaring people and shit?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna drag from my leg. Make it look like tendons and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, like muscle and stuff like that.
Just like
Oh,
dragging
that's
that
pretty
behind the
disgusting.
skateboard.
Okay, so you're going scary this year.
Yeah.
Scuzz Bucket, you got any ideas?
Yeah, I already bought the head for my costume. I'm gonna be a bunny.
Oh, you're gonna be a scary bunny?
No, just a bunny.
So you're dressing up as the Easter Bunny for Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking weak.
That's cool.
I think it's kind of weak.
Jay Woods, what about you? You got
Jay Wood.
a Halloween costume idea? No costume idea. Me neither.
Think about it. What? No?
Sling blade.
No ideas yet.
I was thinking about making a Tin Man because we deal with a lot of like a metal flex and ductwork and
Like
stuff
make
like
your
that.
own Tin Man
Yeah, that
costume.
would be
So
pretty
we could,
cool.
What
we
is
could
it that
really
you
make
do
our own
again?
Tin Man.
What is it that you do again?
AC, HVAC,
HVAC. All right.
Staying
HVAC,
busy down here
heating,
in Florida.
ventilating, and cooling.
How long have you been doing it?
6 years now since my son was born.
Boy, that's riveting.
Congratulations.
That's exactly what we want to hear. What you do for a day job. Boring. What do you do for a nightlife? What do you do when you want to party?
Hey, what do you do for Halloween?
What do
You
I
don't
do for
exactly
Halloween?
Go trick or treating. You go to Orlando, right?
No, I don't do any of that. I just go over to my aunt's house and pass out candy. Usually, I used to. They lived in a neighborhood where like hundreds of kids would come out, and you'd have to throw candy at them and be like, "Oh, look at this, a little Princess Elsa from Frozen, or a little Olaf. Oh, look, it's a Batman. Oh, where's your Robin, Batman?" Do that, but she moved into a new neighborhood, and there's not like any kids that come through
Not
there.
a lot going on.
Really?
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy.
Is it because they're scared to unlock the front door and leave the light on?
No, it's because there's a guard and a gate at the
Nice,
front.
nice.
So, yeah.
No soliciting.
No, yeah, you can't just come in there.
Get on the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so now I still like to go out there and, over there and hang out with the family.
Where can we go to get some candy bars?
The store, the 7-Eleven, Scuzz Bucket. Come on now.
We're trick or treating.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, where do you think a good place to go in?
Oh,
In Tampa is?
West Chase.
West Chase.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. I mean, if you don't live in Tampa and you don't know what that is, it's just like a suburb of Tampa.
Your aunt lives out there, right?
She lives over there. She used to live there.
For
She used to
all,
live there.
for all the
Brendan
singer
live out there?
bachelors.
What?
Sorry, go ahead.
Brendan, your cousin?
He does not live close that area, but not actually in West Chase.
We should have Brendan on for a podcast.
Yeah, I was thinking about inviting him. Also, his alter ego, Double Sauce.
Double Sauce.
That's his name on the podcast. He's been on the show before. There's record of him out there. You can look it up on. I think it's on a SoundCloud or something like that. I don't know. I did a podcast with him and my brother. When I started the first podcast originally, before it became what it became today, I started originally just sitting around with whoever I could get, my cousin, his friends, just whoever had a little bit of time and was in the area to sit down and talk. We would do that.
Did you ever do any with House?
Yeah. Well, no, his name is Coco the Destroyer. And
Yeah.
Coco the Destroyer actually had his own podcast that I produced at one time called Coco Loco. It's still out there through an episode of my show that I played originally, the original Jerrad Show, when it was like just numbered titles. I had one when I had him on, and I just basically played one of his episodes in my episode of the show with like a little intro with me and him talking about it. So you can look it up.
Yeah, I listened to that actually.
But no, I think the one you listened to was, if you listened to him before we started this one,
It was y'all two together.
it was just me and
one of
him.
those shows.
Yeah,
You wanted him to come back.
yeah,
That's the one I listened to.
yeah. Well, all those are gone now. There's no. They're not gone. They're still archived. Maybe one day I'll re-release the beginning of the show. But I really just got carried away with it and started trying to do too much stuff by myself and overloaded myself. And then my computer died, and I was just like, oh fuck, I missed like 2 months of recording because my computer died, and there was nothing I could do about it. So I was just like bummed out, stopped recording.
What got you into podcasting?
I don't know, man. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of radio shows. And at one point, I was up all night listening to the radio from 3 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the morning. And I would call in. It was the Fisher Show. So I kind of got a little bit, I don't know, a taste of what it's like to hear yourself on the radio. And I enjoyed it. And I listened to other podcasts like Kevin Smith and Smodcast. He would always tell everybody, anybody can do a podcast. Everybody should do a podcast. Just if you've ever even thought about it, just do it. Just do a podcast. So I took his advice, and I started doing the podcast back then with just whoever I could find. And then eventually it wound up to, I had a bunch of podcasts recorded, and I asked somebody, I asked James Franco, DJ James, out in California, in Hollywood, California, if he wanted to be on the show. And he was like, yeah, dude, totally, I'll be on the show. I was like, sweet, first guest, like a real guest. So I had him on, and we talked about stuff. I interviewed him. Everything was off the cuff. I never wrote down questions or anything like that. I would just try to make it a real conversation. But a lot of times I would just curse a lot. I'd be like, and fucking this, fucking that. And I would just curse all the time because I was, nervous, I guess, because I knew people were going to listen to it. And at the same time, I didn't want to keep saying,
Well, fucking's a good replacement.
Yeah, so I was doing that, and then I had James Franco on, and then I had this guy a YouTuber out in California that I was watching his stuff, and I was like, oh, it would be cool to talk to him. So I hit him up, and he was like, yeah, totally, I'll be on the show. And I got him on the show. And then Fisher got fired from the radio show, the 3 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the morning show that I was listening to all the time. He got fired, and I hit him up on Twitter. I was like, hey, heard you lost your job. Why don't you come be on my show? And he was like, yeah, I'll be on your show. I was like, whoa, cool. So I had a radio guy from the radio, and then it just took out from there. I had a rapper from Orlando named Theo Lodge. He came on the show. Then I had Justin Scard from the Disneyland. He does Disneyland videos on YouTube. Fucking hundreds of thousands of people watch this shit. And Rachel Moore, she's like a cosplayer who does YouTube videos, and she plays video games and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh, she's cool. I mean, she looks like she would be fun to talk to, and I had her on the show. And then I got to like maybe 30 episodes like that. And I just kept having to line up guests and do everything by myself, and guests would fall through, and I'd have to, see if I could schedule somebody, move the schedule around, and I was doing it all by myself. I was doing all the social media, everything on social media by myself, the website by myself, and then I took it upon myself to start other podcasts. I started doing Who is Dale Mabry. I started doing Coco Loco. Every Wednesday night I would be on Call of Cthulhu. I just really strung myself too thin. And at one point, when my computer died, in the middle of trying to record a podcast with a guest on the line, my computer completely froze up and would not fucking restart. So I was just so frustrated that, after the however long it took me, 2 months I think, that I didn't have a computer, I was just like fed up with it. Also, I was having trouble with some of the software where it would make like an echo in my headphones, like right. 2 seconds after. Like, you ever get a phone call and you can hear yourself in the phone call?
That's exactly what I was.
It's kind of like that, so it's really hard to fucking talk. And the guest couldn't hear it on their side. And when I recorded it, you couldn't hear it. So you would just hear me talking to the guest. And, but in my headphones the entire time, I'm hearing a double echo. And it really just sucked for the podcast. It hurt the podcast, I think. But it was fun. I got a lot of good guests, and I still had a bunch of guests that were lined up to do the show. And maybe, one day I'll try to have them back. I don't know if they're going to want to do a show so long after I've talked to them.
Never know.
I'm still just doing the Jerrad Show, and they're doing, whatever they're doing. Myra Quirk. You ever remember Mo from that TV show Guts, the referee? She had a British accent. Nickelodeon Guts with the crag.
Oh, shit, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, so I was talking to her, trying to get her to do a show. I want to get the girl who played Matilda. Now she's like all grown up.
30 something?
She's all grown up now, and
20, late 20s.
She's very liberal with her tweets. She's very, very much a liberal, talking about all the liberal stuff. But that's Hollywood. So a couple of contestants from the freaking MasterChef show. I love the freaking MasterChef show, man. Freaking MasterChef.
I went to school with somebody that went on that show.
Yeah? You did?
Yeah. I'll tell you after the podcast who he is. I don't know if you'll know him or
not. Huh. Yeah, no.
He was on OTC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he was 03, class of 03, actually.
Yeah, we might be thinking of the same person. I might know somebody that I'd like to have on the show that is in Tampa and was also on the show. So we'll have to talk about that after the podcast. That's definitely a possibility. I don't know. Where do you see this podcast going, Frank?
I don't know. I think we should start inviting guests and getting some people on here.
Have some guests on and stuff like that?
That would be cool.
Yeah, I think so. I think it would be fun. I like talking to people.
Touch older people.
And I like talking to people that I am a fan of. that I kind of, know a little bit about what they do and who they are. I think that's pretty cool for me, because then that way I can really just talk off the cuff. And
let's get Kevin Smith on the show, bro.
Dude, Kevin Smith is so busy. That's one of the busiest. For him to have like 5 minutes.
Just be like, hey, dude, call us when you're fucking taking a shit, bro.
Yeah, but we have to be able to set everything up. You be at the studio. It's a process, man.
That'd be hilarious. That'd be cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. If you're the co-host, why don't you just start doing some producing as well and get us some guests?
All right.
You talk to some people and you get some guests. I'll work on it. Scuzz Bucket, how's your night been?
Been good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, feeling great.
Good.
Bud Light got me feeling good.
Got you feeling good on the Bud Light.
Only takes a couple.
Couple sips and that's it. I don't know. Jay, what about you, man? How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing very well, man.
Yeah, you sound real calm.
Yeah.
Is that you? Is that normal?
That's the Xanax, the Xanax bars.
Oh, okay. You do illegal. You do prescriptions.
It's always something.
Incredible Hulk. Get him out. What?
Get him out of here.
Yeah,
Nah, that's the Bud Light, brother. It's a depressant.
Yeah. This one's brought to you by Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah. I'm actually glad I asked you about the podcasting. I didn't know all that.
Yeah, well, it's good to get that out in the air. And
You feel better?
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's like therapy. Where can people find you, Frank?
I have real Frank Moody. Twitter me up.
Yeah?
Bitches.
You want people to find you in Twitter? Tweeter to them there? Tweeter them there?
Yeah. Tweeter me.
Twitter.
What about you, Scuzz Bucket?
Oh yeah.
That's right, Scuzz Bucket Jerrad Show. At Scuzz Bucket Jerrad Show. That's gonna be it.
I have to write that down.
I've said it all 3 podcasts.
One of us is gonna have to write that down.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have a good night. Jay Woods
Thanks,
out.
Jay. Thank you
at
so much.
Backpage.com.
Yeah. 45 cents a minute. Scuzz Bucket, anything you want to say to the audience? I know you try to always sneak something in on the end like an asshole. Why don't you get it out now?
Scuzz Bucket out.
What? I didn't hear that.
Scuzz Bucket out.
You wish, you son of a bitch. You don't get the last word on this one. I always do.